Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to Style Thoughts by Rita with our special guest, left down expert, moral philosopher, and sweet angel extraordinaire, Miraj Dean.
Hey.
And today we are doing our final quadrant of the men's style system, the left down quadrant. So we are gonna refresh your memory of the system, talk through the left down celebrities, walk you through the archetypes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's our final quadrant. But not final video, because we're going to have one video that summarizes it all.
The men's essence, our lessons, and a bit more on what we've learned on like how to actually style.
Yes.
And,
And then after that...
it's time for the women's. And we have developed our women's system. It's amazing.
It's going to be
rocking.
Great.
And we're really excited also about maybe like offering some consultations on that topic. But let's get started. Okay, so the left in our system for the men, our keywords are intimidating, the father, raw, nihilistic, wild, the shadow, utilitarian, whatever. Like, again, these are just evocative keywords. But I think like raw especially is like a keyword I come back to a lot.
Yeah, with the left.
With the left men. And then down in our system, again, refers really to the best way to kind of filter yourself through your clothing. So for the men who are down, we associate that with a look that is effortless, universal, intuitive, easy, casual, and bare. A look that really showcases your personality rather than filtering you through a persona. And again, this is about the impression of your look being effortless, intuitive, and easy. It's not necessarily about the look being like easy, intuitive, or effortless at all. Really.
Exactly.
As you'll see in our examples. Here's our entire like men's system quadrant, if you haven't seen it by now. And so here is the left and down quadrant. So that is the combination of men who overall have what we call the left essence, which is, again, this kind of like intimidating and raw, wild kind of essence, and who best present themselves when they filter this essence through an effortless, universal, intuitive style.
That's beautiful. Such a great summary.
And we have had these two men as our kind of examples of the left down.
So that's Tom Hardy and Chris Hemsworth.
And here's like Chris Hemsworth. He's not super down, not super left.
Yeah, so you see here his outfits. If you watch our last video of the right down outfits, they kind of are like close to that. You can see some of the right down people pull them off.
Like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, if they were to the center. But what Chris Hemsworth can also pull off is the middle picture, right? Where he just has this like t-shirt and shorts and he just looks great.
Yeah, and if you remember like from some of our other videos, like another really buff actor guy like Henry Cavill in a t-shirt and shorts just looks really awkward, whereas Chris Hemsworth really looks at ease and he just looks
and also Ryan Reynolds would look pretty significantly worse than Chris Hemsworth in the t-shirt and shorts look.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have
Tom Hardy, and so he's as our corner representative here, and we just think it's very much, the wildness and the rawness filtered through this like casual, very casual look, which again, if you look at the picture of at the right, you might say, oh, but that doesn't look casual because you got this like fancy coat. But the point is that it just looks like something he put on and walked out with.
So the down left look is really about creating the appearance that it was like effortless, and for some men the same garment might look more effortful. So again, like while we do have some like ideas about styling, we're really talking about the effect achieved here.
Exactly.
Okay, so our first example is Kanye. Do you want to talk about Kanye, baby?
Yeah, I'll talk about Kanye. Just like cool when you have become so famous that you're not like, you don't need a last name. You're just like the concept Kanye.
Oh yeah, I think that's right.
It's cool. Okay, anyway, so Kanye we think is very left, which is he's very much like raw, very intimidating, very wild. I mean, when you hear Kanye, these are like literally just words you associate with his essence,
that
right?
is, I would say like wild really is his essence, and very much like the shadow.
Yeah, exactly. But he's also very much down, so we want his outfits to be rather effortless, very much intuitive and easy. Okay, so here are outfits which we think he looks really good in. I think all of these outfits just obviously speaks for themselves in the sense that they all just looks like something he put on. He woke up in the morning, he took on the first best thing, and this is how he looks. And we think from all of these outfits, his essence really comes through. He just looks like as himself. He looks comfortable, he looks nice. The outfit furthest to right is him at the Met Gala. We included that because although it's not as optimal as the 3 previous outfits, it's still an outfit that he looks good in, and it shows that it doesn't necessarily have to be about, like, Left Down doesn't necessarily have to be about just like bareness and t-shirts and like sweatpants. You can have like jackets and stuff that are like very decorate and almost a bit decadent. But it is the fact that when they wear this with them outfit, which just makes it seem like this intuitive put on.
And it's also against the context. You know, he's at the Met Gala, but he's just wearing like jeans and a t-shirt. So it's like he's really saying like, I'm not going to put on this like persona. I can only be like Kanye.
Yeah.
Unfiltered.
And then here comes some things which we think he looks bad in. So I think the outfit furthest to the left here is a left up outfit, in the sense that I think it's an outfit that allows someone who wears it to tap into this like rawness, this wildness. But there's just like way too much ornaments, there's way too much structure going on here. It really looks like an outfit that someone needed to put effort in.
Can I make a quick comment?
Especially given like how the hair there really is meant to like go with the outfit. Yes.
I think for me, the fact that the jacket looks so thick and bulky and it covers his hands, it shows that it like literally would take like effort for him to wear the jacket. And I think that's for me why the jacket really falls apart, because it's like he like just physically has to try to be in the jacket, even though the shape is like avant-garde and relaxed.
Really
but it's
good.
like literally effort.
Really good observation.
Thank
really
you.
Good. Yeah, very good. And then the picture to the right, we think this is actually kind of a left down outfit. So if you imagine someone like Chris Hemsworth, I think he could pull that off. I think also someone who we will touch upon later, like Hugh Jackman, could pull that off. But they could pull it off because they're not as left and as down as Kanye. But on Kanye, it looks a bit awkward because he's just so very left and so very down. So it doesn't allow him, that outfit doesn't allow him to fully tap into his essence. And it just comes off as a bit too structured and clean with this like straight line in the shirt. And then finally to the right, I mean, I guess to the right is his take on the right up outfit. It looks awful. It doesn't work for him. He knows it doesn't work for him.
Yeah, we love that a lot of times on the red carpet when he's forced to wear suits, he wears like really stupid shoes as just like a statement of like, you know, I refuse ultimately. Yeah. And we think that's because he like knows that it's a losing game for him to try and dress up in these right up outfits. And that's a theme we see with a lot of the left down people.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to...
No, great.
Okay, now we're going to talk about Zayn. And we place him here kind of almost like in the middle and like not so far down. So he's just like, we definitely feel he's really cultivating a raw, wild, nihilistic shadow kind of like image. But he doesn't need to be quite as kind of like effortless, intuitive or casual as Kanye, for example. So here are some like really cute outfits on Zayn. I chose this middle outfit because he's like literally wearing a tracksuit to what looks like to be some sort of like red carpet event or something. And I think like this is a very common like left down theme. It's just like, well, this is my outfit, so this is what I'm gonna wear. And I think he also looks really pretty in that. And then the outfits on the left and the right, I would say very cute, like I'm such a bad boy looks. But what really strikes me with Zayn is like, you know, he's really pulling it off. Like he looks like just like, you know, your casual bad boy, which is like so silly because isn't he like a millionaire like boy band star? Yeah. Like he's not a rebel. Yeah. But he really like, that's just how like, I think it taps into like who he is and the image like he is presenting. And the main thing is, even when you start looking at his outfit, it's like, well, hey, you know, that actually takes quite a lot of effort to like do the hair or, you know, like to choose these outfits. You know, he has a stylist, but altogether somehow it looks like, yeah, he just pulled it off the bedroom floor. He rubbed a bit of gel into his hair. You know, it's something about the look creates this look that's like natural and at ease that really communicates that like downness, that, oh, this like, you know, just woke up like this vibe. And here we have like some worse outfits on him. So on the left, I think that's like a right up outfit. You know, there's color coordination, there's these buttons, this like pocket square crispness. And I think he just looks kind of more childish in this outfit. In the middle, I think that's like, it could be a left down outfit, but to me on him, it reads a bit right down. Like it doesn't really, it's not like letting him tap into his wild side, even though he's rolled up the sleeves to try to show his tattoos and he has like a hole on the jeans. It's just somehow for me not coming together.
Yeah, I feel like if he was a couple more inches to the right, but still within the left down quadrant, he could pull that off. But he's like kind of, you know, in the middle.
Yeah. Exactly.
Of the left down quadrant.
Yeah, it's just something about that outfit. It's a bit too it's like it's not letting him enough lead with his rawness.
Yes.
And on the very right, I think this is a left up outfit, right? It's like it's just, I think the sharpness of the pockets, this like bleached hair that always gives you this look of needing like maintenance, kind of these shoes that look very like tight and stiff on his feet. So there's just, it's a lot more like the high buttoned collar, maybe not as easy to breathe and move. So it's a lot of little things that look restrictive. And I think he looks like nice in that outfit, but it's like, he doesn't look like he would be at ease. And to me, like, he is at his best when he is at ease. And he's not dressed in kind of a costume.
Definitely. And then we have Justin Theroux. That's how you pronounce it, right?
I don't know.
And we think he's very, very down, but he's not as far left as the two previous entries of Kanye and Zayn. And here are some outfits which are just like kind of the ultimate left down outfits. Or in the sense that... so let's begin looking this at the right and the middle outfit. It's like, I mean, it's just like literally t-shirt and then jeans with like some average shoes and a belt, and they're not like, there's no tucking in, and there's this sunglasses, and the hairstyle is kind of this morning hairstyle, and he just looks amazing in all of that. He just looks like great, right? It just, I mean, I don't know how to describe this otherwise than that he looks so comfortable with who he is in them, and it just makes him very appealing to look at visually.
Yeah, very appealing. I feel like he's really radiating out.
Yeah. And now if you look at the outfit here furthest to the left on this slide, then that outfit is actually a bit of a right down outfit.
Like the roundness.
The roundness, exactly, and the puffiness of it. But the reason he can kind of pull it off is because, as you saw, even though he's very far down, he is kind of to the right-ish within the left quadrant. So this was just to show that he can by virtue of being closer to the center pull off some right down outfits, even though he doesn't look as good in them. And here we have some outfits where he just looks very bad. And I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this outfit because I think it's quite clear that he looks...
It's just a completely different person.
Completely different person. Doesn't feel genuine. Doesn't feel like there's anything about his like inner coming through, right? So if you look at the middle outfit, it just seems like he a bit like robot-ish. It doesn't seem like there's a person behind it. And I feel like both the outfits to the left and the outfits to the right work better for him than in the middle, and that's because both of them are a bit more to the left, but still they are not sufficiently to the left, and they're both way too high up for that to work for him.
And it's such a small detail, because on the left it's really just like this very skinny like tight tie combined with that like tight belt and the shirt having to be tucked in that way. It's like
exactly.
It's so small, the things, but he's so far down, so it's like any effort looking thing on him just looks so forced.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and now we have Ross Butler. So we placed Ross here kind of in the Chris Hemsworth region almost. He's kind of down, but he's also quite close to the center in a way. So again, like as just continuing the theme, like on the left, I mean, look at Ross in this like Adidas outfit. I mean, just perfect. Like, you know, he just looks like perfectly at ease with who he is, and there's really this like force of like charisma in the middle, like with the like leather jacket, this kind of slouchy unbuttoned shirt. I think like, you know, even like the cuffed pants is a little bit like much, but like really great. On the right there, I think also, again, like, you know, maybe the shoes are a bit shiny. So it's like, I think you could undo it a little bit, but it's like the relaxed silhouettes, the soft flowy fabric, this kind of like quite relaxed hair. And
the button up shirt.
Yeah, and the button-up shirt. And you can also see like how he's like able to pose in these outfits. He's like, he really looks like at ease, and he's not like trying, so to speak. And it's like he will not be like tamed by his environment, so to speak. So he just looks like a cool guy ultimately. And then if we look at him in these other outfits, again, I just think it's so fascinating. It really is like looking at a different person to me. And again, like, you know, men, you know, with like, you know, they look nice in suits overall. You know, it's not like you look ugly, you know, but it's more just like, who's that guy? Like, really, you can't see like his charm, the like strength, the charisma of his personality. I feel just gets kind of blocked. He
looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, it just gets kind of like blocked by. It looks like on the right he's doing his kind of like relaxed pose, but it just looks like fake because he's got this like suit on.
Yeah, and there's still he's like buttoning up a shirt to try
like
to
quite low, and the jacket is unbuttoned. And he like doesn't have socks on, so it's like he's still trying, but it's just
to go into that left downness, but it's just not sufficiently there for him to be at his best.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look like horrible because he's not that far left, not that far down, but it just doesn't work.
Oh, and here we just have some other people that we think are left down also. So furthest to left we have Eminem. I think he's pretty clearly left down. Then we have furthest to right we have Ice-T.
Ice Cube.
No, Ice Cube. Oh my god.
Says it on his shirt.
That was so embarrassing by me. I listen to him all day, every day, basically. But very much left down outfit. He looks great in it. If you've ever seen him on TV, you see him always wearing left down outfits. He looks so wonderful. Then we have Hugh Jackman, and we think he's kind of around the Chris Hemsworth area. And the reason we have this particular outfit over him is because you'd be like, oh, but there's like a button-up shirt and it's tucked in, and so isn't that more like too much up? Well, first of all, recall that Chris Hemsworth is kind of up-ish, but moreover, I think it's important to recognize here that the reason it works for Hugh Jackman to wear this outfit is because he doesn't have like some fancy dress pants. It's more like these worker pants, jeans-ish, and still he has these like dark glasses on that allows him to be to the left still with this outfit.
To the essence.
Yeah, the essence.
Is true. Okay, so now that was our like typing and examples jamboree, and now comes the really fun part where I try to explain like concepts and how we place them onto the map, and Miraj helps me be articulate, and I'm like, does this make sense? So, okay, does this make sense? So the two archetypes I placed here are I called the charmer and the rebel. So first, let's start with the extreme, so the rebel. So this is the person who is like very left and very down. So to me, the rebel, obviously, right? That's like he's wild. He will not be constrained by the rules. He is like outside of the system. He cannot be to the system. And he's like, the rebel fundamentally is a threat to the system just through his existence. So that's why I put it really far down to the left, because the rebel, the thing is like, he is not part really of like a cause necessarily. He doesn't have to be like a persona. It's just like ultimately, I remember I talked about the angel. It's like the pure energy of his like being, not related to the role he's fulfilling, but just like the energy of this like wild, raw, nihilistic father shadow side within him is already like a threat to the established order. And at the same time, the rebel, like he cannot like fit in just by his like being. He cannot like function in these kind of like role places. So if you think about, not to say everybody down to the left is like a rebel, but it's like, that's why I think these men struggle kind of when you try to put them on in the suit, even if they look handsome because they have a nice body and suits are pretty. It's like, that's just like, it's just fake and false for them to kind of be presenting themselves in this kind of like, I'm a fancy man wearing a suit because it's an event, you know? Like I can imagine maybe a person who is like a rebel who like looks really nice in a suit because that's somehow like their energy, you know? But what I'm trying to say is that like this non-conformity is just like fundamental to who they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could also look nice in some suits that are like more raw. So if they put on like a suit that I think like just was very dark, and where the fabric was almost kind of coarse and made to look a bit worn, and they have it like buttoned up, that could like really work for them. I feel like if you Google Tom Hardy out there, who's like kind of the paradigm example of the rebel. You'll find him in some suits, and he will look like good in them.
But I think like also what's that like Daniel Craig.
Oh yeah, Daniel
He's,
Craig. Yeah,
and he looks
Daniel.
really nice. I think he's a good example of a person who looks good in a suit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like his like beingness really shines through the suit somehow.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not really like fulfilling. I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So there's something to explore there. And then for my other like type here, I put the charmer, and that's kind of like up and not as far down. So this is a person who like is kind of like the rebel light, right? So they're not really like so raw or wild or nihilistic so that they're like dangerous, but they're like not exactly on the like right side. They're not the protagonist. They're like a little bit of the bad boy. And they are like a little bit of the bad boy through their personality, through this intuitive way of being that is very casual, very natural, very like disarming.
Yeah,
so I
disarming.
call it like the charmer because it's like a person who's like a little bit on the like a little bit dangerous, a little bit raw, a little bit wild. But because it's just coming from like who they fundamentally are, it's also very, very like attractive and very like charismatic. It's a person who, as the rebel, kind of can break the rules and exist a bit outside the system, but they're kind of in a safe space where they're doing it, but it's like, oh, but we like to see them doing it. It's like it doesn't feel like as dangerous as like the rebel. So it's just kind of playing with those feelings and bringing a bit of like extra spiciness to the everyday life.
Yeah, no, I think that just beautifully captured and summarizes what the genre is all about.
So that's the two archetypes. Those are left-hand people. What were some observations we had a bit about the left-hand side?
Yeah, so first of all, one we had is that these people, the left-hand people, are kind of in a way the most self-aware people. It just seems like, because whenever they were on a red carpet, they would like do everything to avoid wearing a very structured suit. It's like they know that doesn't work for them. That they know they don't feel it. And I guess that has to do with the fact that they are all about a bit like rebelling against the like system of structures. So it's very intuitive for them that this doesn't work for them. And the other thing I just think is interesting to know, if you go back to our Right Up video, we noted that all those men, when they try to wear button-up shirts, they look so sleazy.
When they show their chest.
Yeah, and so creepy. But if you just look at all of these like left-down men, they all basically button up their shirts and try to show their chest, and it just looks great on them. And in fact, when they have like these more like restrictive outfits up here, they look so captured.
Because they gotta lead from the heart.
Exactly.
That's the wild part.
That's the wild part.
Yeah, I feel that. And then overall, I think if we think about the left down versus right down, on the right, we talked a bit about kind of more crisp fabrics, maybe like woven fabrics, rounder shapes, a bit more like streamlined. So on the left, it's a bit more like rumply, like knits. I mean, like the athleisure look really is, I think, just amazing to the left down men. I like this, like the matching sets, I think is very cute, like fashion sneakers. I mean, if you think about like what Kanye is really trying to do aesthetically to the rest of the world, he's just trying to really turn everybody into a left down world, but it's not exactly like works for everybody the same way it does for him, because I think for a lot of people, when they put on this all beige sweatsuit with these like sneakers, they just completely disappear into the outfit and they just look so generic. I was really struck when we made this video about how non-generic these men look. I mean, just again, like Chris Hemsworth, just look at him in shorts and a t-shirt and he looks so cute, and you're like, what a charmer. Whereas with these like many other of the buff, like Jason Momoa in shorts and a t-shirt, you're like, okay, like so you just didn't want to try today, Jason.
Exactly. And well, I guess that's it for this video. Stay tuned for our final video on the men's system, where we will summarize, talk about lessons we've learned, try to give some styling tips, and importantly, you don't want to miss this, talk about the movers, because there are indeed people who can go between quadrants effortless. Hint, one of them is Johnny Depp.
And then maybe in the next video you can also offer a bit of your own reflections with being with the system and how it has, shaped your ability to understand your style.
Yes, I will do that, definitely.
Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.